But a lot of times people would say they want to be a high fashion, but
Right.
then they don't do anything to be high fashion or like even like develop themselves to be high fashion. A lot of these people that I'll be seeing, they really be going hard. They just be going hard in the wrong places.
Yeah, welcome back to the Saint Pod. Far from Saints. See, she don't watch the pod, y'all. Far from Saints, far from sinners. And today we got Kira.
Kira.
Go ahead, you can press it. Go ahead.
Alright.
Tight shit. But yeah, so Kira is a model. She from the Philly area, but currently resides in New York. She came down here just to do the pod, so appreciate that. For those who don't know, you tell them about a little bit about yourself and all that. Like what you do and you mean everything that you do, where you at, how you feeling. Go ahead, talk your shit.
My name is Kira. I was raised in Philly. I'm like into like spiritual stuff, like self-care, holistic care, and self-development of different things, different natures.
Good.
And yeah, just self-development overall, and modeling as well, as he mentioned. Modeling kind of ties into that a lot actually, but yeah.
Modeling the main thing you do, like that's your day job. You feel me?
Yes.
All right, no, I fuck with that. But you say like you try to take care of yourself holistically. What does that mean to you?
I try my best to know like the most or if not all of the ingredients that I put in my body or and on my body, and just like using things from nature.
You eat meat?
No.
Oh damn, she vegetarian.
Yes, 4 years now.
How come you're not vegan?
The transition is really hard for me, at least. I'm not ready to let go of cheese and like eggs yet. Those are like my main two like hard points. But when I can, I definitely will let go of those.
Yeah. Like, what made you even want to like make that transition?
It was like a few things, but like the main thing that like really did it for me was like seeing documentaries, which I feel like is like stereotypical, but seeing documentaries of like how they handle animals and stuff like that. And also just like feeling my energy levels as well when I was eating it. And I had a lot of like health issues that I didn't realize was like linked to eating meat. But I feel like the main thing that really made it obvious to me was like when I stopped eating it for like a few months, and then I was on vacation. I had ate like a sandwich or something,
Right.
and my face broke out on like a lot of eczema. So I'm like, yeah, like I don't even want to touch this anymore. Yeah.
Facts. So like it makes it clear your skin up though, and like tell them like some benefits to like that lifestyle that you live.
I would definitely say the energy levels is like one of the main things. Feeling lighter. Like I said, I've been vegetarian for like 4 years now. So like I forget about a lot of the like instant benefits I had got at the time. But like I said, energy was like the main thing, and feeling lighter. But also just like I feel like my skin didn't necessarily clear up because of it, because it already had cleared up beforehand. But I feel like that definitely played a part in it as well. And I don't know, it's just like more moral reasons. It's a lot of reasons that go behind like why I personally don't choose to eat meat, so
Nah, I fuck with that. She's at 4 years. That's cool as shit though. Especially being a model, like, is that normal? Like to see that people are vegetarian or vegan or shit like that?
surprisingly, yeah, I see a good amount of like vegan or vegetarian models. Not I wouldn't say majority, but it's definitely like more than like 30% that I meet that don't eat meat. I feel like people do it for certain different reasons. You can usually tell like and like their habits and things of that nature. But yeah, I do see it. That's like a common thing amongst models. That wasn't why I stopped though. Like modeling just came later.
For sure. So you say you started modeling when? When you started modeling?
I started modeling July of 2022.
2022. So how many years is that? That's 2 years now, right?
Yeah, 2 years, some change.
Some change. So what made you want to start doing that though? Like what changed for you to be like, all right, I want to go to this direction? Is something you was going to do? What?
I always like had an inclination towards modeling when I was younger. once again, stereotypical watching like America's Next Top Model, you know, things of that nature.
Tyra Banks.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
But like the main thing that had really did it for me, and also like just growing up, I've always been told that I should, just because like I'm tall, I'm skinny, people call me pretty, you know.
She got the body for it.
Yeah. So I'm like, you know, it was just always something in my mind. But it was like around like, honestly, like March of 2022. So like a few months before I actually decided to start, I feel like it was like a transition I had went through. I was getting like a lot of like random compliments from people, more frequently than usual. And then I was also working at Victoria's Secret at the time as like retail. And I had like a lot of people telling me they're the Asha model, but there was this one specific co-worker. She would always tell me that, oh, you should get into it. I know a photographer, da, da, da. We never really followed up on that. Yeah. But one time I was like on the register, and this lady, she was like just gassing my head like, oh, you should really model, you should really model. She was like an older lady, and I'm just like, something about that conversation really stood out. I think it was like the third time that day where I kept hearing that message, and in my head I'm thinking like, I feel like this is like a message from God right now that's like being sent to me. Right. And like as I was thinking it, she was like, you know when God talks to you through people? I'm like, yeah. And she was like, God is talking to me through me right now. And I'm like,
Ganja.
Yeah. And then the next day when I was on my way back to work, Victoria's Secret, yes. I had gotten an Uber, and the Uber driver was a photographer, and he was like, oh, let me take pictures for you, da da. It was like, you know, I felt like that was like a gateway in a way. Right. But it also, once again, is like, I literally had that day happen, and then the following day on my way to work, Uber drivers offering to take pictures. So I'm like, okay, we could do that. So
right, so the path was kind of laid out. You just walked down it.
Yeah, it was just me choosing to accept it.
Right, that's our mission.
Yeah,
Turn to a main mission. I fuck with that though. Yeah. So you got into that 2022, and how has that been? Has things gotten more intense? Have you gotten better at it? Have it felt more natural? Or like, just tell me about that now in your process of like these past few years. Just tell me like how that's been for you.
I feel like
moving to New York and everything. Yeah.
So I feel like honestly, modeling is natural for me. Also just like watching America's Next Top Model when I was younger. I feel like it was natural, like posing and stuff like that. I definitely have improved a lot. I definitely have more improvement to do. And it's also very humbling when you realize, like, when you get into certain rooms, especially moving out to New York, working with like on like higher scale projects, and like around I don't want to say higher scale models, but you know, more experienced models, and models that have worked on like bigger projects. I've gotten into like a point of like comparing myself a little bit, right, which was like also a whole thing that I've been experiencing as well. But that was like something that made me realize like it's always a place to learn, you know, and also like I said, being humble. Like when you do feel like you're at a point where you do get better or you are getting better, I always remind myself to stay humble, because every time I feel like I know a lot, I realize I know nothing. Right. And I also realize I'm not as good as I think I am. Not in like a bad way, but it's just like take a few steps back, start over here, and then move forward again. But also runway, that's something that I'm also still working on for my personal preference of like what I want that to look like. And what was the other one you said?
Just your process of moving to New York too. Like, what made you want to move to New York? I think I'm too far from the mic. What made you want to move to New York, and like, how was that experience of you moving there and like that transition?
Oh, so I did want to move to New York because like it makes everything easier. You know, being in Philly, it's only like a 2-hour commute, but it is a lot when you're doing it a lot. Right. It was points where I was traveling out to New York like numerous times a week, numerous times a month. Even during Fashion Week, I would stay out there for like 1 or 2 weeks at a time, and it wouldn't be convenient like carrying suitcases through like the train and stuff to get out there. Also, having like not as many clothes that I wanted with me during like Fashion Week, because you know it's like a style type of week, so you know you want to be fashionable. Yeah. I wouldn't be able to like fully like be able to express myself when I was out there because I didn't have all of my things. But yeah, just like moving, I literally moved like a month and a half ago. It's making my life much easier. You know, I'm literally right out there. I can find out about stuff literally an hour before something and still get there, which is really nice and really refreshing. No complaints in terms of like living out there, except for the rats. But you know, it has made my life much easier, and I do appreciate.
Wait, when you say rats, are you talking about like actual rats?
Yes, like the rats, the sub and stuff.
Oh, that's crazy.
But yeah, it's made my life a lot easier, and I also I feel really blessed to be able to be out there so soon, especially to be able to like fully pursue what I'm doing and become full-time model, you know. So
full-time model, and that's a dream, right? That's the goal.
That is the goal. That is definitely the goal.
Yeah. So I want to touch on something that you said. You said the thing you were saying about how I'm trying not to get you wrong, but you were saying how like you realized that you didn't know as much as you thought you knew.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's a good thing to know, because that's how people get like peaked. You feel me? Because a lot of people will start to really think like, oh, I got this shit. I am the best at what I do. There's no one better than me. And thinking that kind of mindset stops you from growing. You feel me? And so that's a good thing that you understand that, because you never stop learning. Never stop learning. So that's good that you think that way. It's because some people, when they think that way, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like you really done after that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So good job.
Yeah. Transparency. I had got on a set for it was like a Vogue runway shoot that we were doing during Fashion Week, like 3 weeks ago, maybe. And the models there, I feel like they were like more experienced with like posing, and there was this one guy, he was really good at posing, like just like natural with it, flowy, exactly what I know it should look like. But I feel like I'm not the best at it, or like in my opinion, I'm not the best at like that in terms of like just movement where I want to be per se. Right. And I was on a shoot feeling so inadequate, and I was having like imposter syndrome.
So like a humbling moment.
Yeah. That's why I was like, it's a very humbling when, you know, because I thought I was like pretty good. Like I was never like cocky or anything, but I definitely felt like I was like in a pretty good space of like, oh, like I know what I'm doing. Right. I can maneuver, you know. But once I got on that set, it was like 4 other models there, and I'm watching them move. I'm like, and like I said, I was experiencing some imposter syndrome. Like, am I even supposed to be here?
For those that don't know what imposter syndrome is, what is that? It's
like feeling like, to my best explanation, it's like feeling like you don't belong wherever you are, and like you kind of just got lucky and fell into the place that you're in, or like the career that you're in, or the expertise that you're in, but you don't necessarily have all of the qualities and things that you need to like be suffice, if I'm saying that right, for like the whatever space you're in. So like basically for modeling, I was feeling like I wasn't good enough to be in the room that I was in. I'm like, why am I shooting for Vogue Runway right now?
That like, name drop was crazy. She gotta drop that name.
Because like I actually was feeling that way. I'm like, it was such a weird feeling, because like that was my first time also doing it too. So like, you know, but I'm like, I was just feeling like very inadequate. It was a very weird feeling, but at the same time, I still had to operate and like perform it to my best ability at the time as well, because you know I want good pictures.
So those presented as doubts in your mind, right? So for anyone that's also dealing with that, and whatever y'all do, if y'all having doubts about anything that y'all do in your own career or expertise, how'd you get over that?
Honestly, when I was literally on the set was maybe like, the shoot was maybe like 7-8 hours. I was feeling it. It would come peeking a little bit occasionally throughout the shoot. And when it came time for me to like actually get up and like do my thing, I just pushed it out my head, and I'm like, I was just reminding myself to breathe. And also, I wouldn't be in the room if I didn't belong here. But not only that, it's like, I was just reminding myself to flow too, because I'm like, you know how to do this. Like, you never felt like you couldn't pose. So I'm like, you know, just lock in, get comfortable. And I just also started like learning too. I was taking some mental notes that from the other models that were there that I felt like they were doing that I could have improved in, that I already realized I could have improved in before the shoot. But it was just a reminder. So I'm like, you know, let me try some of these new techniques that I see that they're doing and apply it and just flow and get comfortable because we're gonna be here for 70 hours. And like I said, I don't want these pictures to come back looking bad. And I also want to make sure the designer is satisfied with the pictures that he gets of me in his clothes.
For sure. I think you touched on everything I was going to say about that, because when you start having doubts or you start having anxiety about the things that you do, honestly, you should never try to zoom in on your anxiety. So like a lot of people, they do is, oh, I'm not good enough, and they keep repeating it in their head, and then they start getting in their head about things. But the thing that y'all should be doing, right, when you start to feel doubts, you go harder. You know what I'm saying? You go harder. That's the point in time where your mind is trying to tell you, is you really that nigga? You know what I'm saying?
It literally tries to psych you out.
Yeah, it's trying to tell you, are you really that nigga? It's a real ass question. So you either can achieve what you want or you can fold. You feel me? So anytime you feel that anxiety, it's time to go harder. You mean? And so for Kira, when she was feeling doubts in her mind about the shoot, she said, all right, how do I make this perfect? You feel me? She focused with the task at hand. She said, you mean, how do I make this better? How I make it perfect? You feel me? And that's what you gotta do. Stop trying to think about, oh, woe is me. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. It's a job to do. Just get it done. You mean?
Yeah. That was a very interesting period for me during that shoot.
She getting flashback.
Because I'm like, no way I'm feeling like this right now. I think that was like, and not only that, it's like I have like a vision in my head of where I want to be. I'm nowhere near where I want to be. Right. So I'm like, if I'm feeling like that here, I can imagine what I'm going to feel like here. So I need to make some adjustments now while I'm here before I get here. Right. So I don't fumble the bag once I get here, you know?
Yeah. And you also were saying how you were telling yourself, oh, if I wasn't supposed to be here, I wouldn't be here, right?
Yeah.
And I think something that we always think about, we delusional as people. Like everybody gets a little delusional at some points. It can be delusional in like a good way or a bad way, you mean? So what you got to remind yourself is what is actually real, you mean? A lot of times you can say, oh, I'm not good enough. Why? Why did you say that? You know what I'm saying? So like we really got to break down what's the illusion you have brought onto yourself and what's actual reality. You feel me? How have you worked for this? You feel me? Are people looking at you? What is self-affirming to you that you belong here? Focus on those kind of things when you feel the doubts coming in, because it's all really a game to your mind. You feel me? Like it's all about proving things to your mind. You feel me? And that's how you gain confidence, and that's how you get past it. Doubts is normal, right?
Doubts are normal. I feel like especially for like entrepreneurs and like artists, I feel like it's a normal. In general, everybody experiences doubt, but like I said, like entrepreneurs, artists, I feel like they experience that a lot because it's like you're making money off of yourself. This talent that right. you're basically capitalizing off of. So you want to perform to your best, also make money. You want to make sure everybody's satisfied, whoever's buying from you. Endorsing your product, whatever it is. It's a lot of aspects to it that I feel like comes in and tries to trick you in your mind.
Right. Don't let it trick you, y'all. Like, hey, man, you can be whoever you want to be. I ain't gonna lie. You can start today. You feel me?
Yeah.
But all right, let's move on. So you dropped Vogue. That's crazy as shit.
Yes, that was cool.
You. Congratulations with all that. You mean? But name some of the other, if you don't mind, like name some of the other companies you worked with.
I've worked with IT Cosmetics. It's this makeup line brand. Still have not gotten the pictures. We did that maybe in like April. It's now what? September? I'm going to October.
Cut you.
I'm probably not going to see those till around Christmas. But yeah, as of right now, I would say like that's like one of the main brands that I've worked with. I haven't worked with that many like big brands yet.
I thought you worked with I thought I saw something with
I feel like I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Valentino?
Yeah.
That was like a collab type of thing.
Oh, word.
It wasn't like a personal like shoot or anything like that.
Right, that's so tough though. Mm-hmm. You mean you still work with them?
No, I was hyped because they commented on my my post. But,
yeah. That's tough.
Yeah.
But what's the benefits and the cons with working with the bigger productions? Bigger productions and like the small productions. Like talk about those differences you see.
I feel like I don't know if bigger and smaller productions is like the right word per se, but bigger productions, from my experience, they're usually more organized, and they usually have a lot of money going into whatever it is that they're producing. Yeah, a lot of money. So that's like one thing that you always have to take in consideration when you're on set with for like certain things. I just remember I also did like a commercial like a few days ago with it was like a NBA and DoorDash commercial or something. That was also pretty big. I forgot about that. But they definitely was putting a lot of money into that. I kept hearing a lot of people say like, "Oh, they're burning money on this commercial."
Okay.
But I don't think they were burning money because, you know, everything is an investment.
For sure.
But that shoot, for example, I was reminded that they spent a lot of money on sets, and a lot of times you'll catch yourself, especially commercials, videos, stuff like that. You find yourself sitting around a lot and you forget how much money is being put into these things because, you know, you're a model, but like there's a lot of people also here, production and everybody a part of the production, and then like maybe the other performers. So that's like one thing. I'm like losing track of mine for a second. But smaller productions, they're usually like more hands-on typically. I don't really know how to exactly answer that question because I feel like small and big is like not necessarily the right word. I would say maybe like a
like, do you feel like, well, I mean, I don't know how else to describe it. You the model.
Yeah,
but,
that's what I'm trying to think of, like a better way to describe it.
But I was gonna say like, so like do you feel like they care about you more than like the smaller companies,
smaller,
or like the smaller productions? I'll say.
Yeah. Also, it's easier to talk to like people in the smaller productions. Bigger productions, people can tend to be a little stuck up, you know. But regardless of where you are, I feel like you should try to talk to people, you know, like big, small, whatever. You should always try to talk to people. Yeah, and like just network, you know.
For sure.
I don't know if I fully answered that question, but
you're good. Just make sure you like talking to the mic.
Okay.
You feel me? No, you did. I mean, that's your experience. You feel me? I fuck with that. So let's talk about, was there anything you had to sacrifice or overcome getting to this transition of modeling being your main source of income? Was there anything that you had to like, you know, overcome or sacrifice? Like for those that, you know, are up and coming or trying to do the same things you're doing.
I felt like I had to let go of an image that I had of myself a little bit. To a certain degree, I had to let go of an image. Also, I felt like I had to sorry, I'm thinking. I also had to let go of like, okay, so when I say I had to let go of like a certain image I had of myself, I mean like sometimes I get put in certain outfits where I feel like more masculine or like more tomboyish, and that's not usually how I present myself. So that's one thing I had to get comfortable with, like flip-flopping, right, and like how I present myself, getting comfortable in like the clothes that I'm wearing. Because, you know, when you put on outfits, when designers put outfits on you, they want you to like make it look like it's yours and like, you know, make it look comfortable. So that was like definitely one thing I had to get used to, and just like my perception around myself. Also, sacrifice. I've also been having to sacrifice like lazy tendencies that I've had. Like just like having more structure with myself too. I feel like those two kind of tie into one another. Because
nobody telling you like, oh, get up, come here in that distance. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like every day, like clock in, clock out type shit.
Exactly. And you also added in, because like I moved to New York, so like also just moving out on my own. I was already kind of like on my own while I was still with my parents, but like living on your own is a totally different ballgame. I feel like even if you were already like on some dolo type, you know. So that was like another thing, but getting places on time, it was like a lot of growth factors I had to like develop and like instill in myself.
Had some bad habits. You had to reprogram.
Like what's that CP time? I'm really bad with CP time, but I had to get much better with that because I'm like, I can't be late. I can't be viewed as like the person that's always late. You can literally lose opportunities just by being a minute late to something, or even it's always better to get to places early. So that was something that I also have had to work on, gotten great with it in terms of that specifically. Still also working on that. Even just like working out, I haven't ever been like the most consistent with that. I've been having to be more consistent with that. It's just like a lot of like qualities, like I said, that I have to like instill in myself to be like more consistent with, because it's really like all of it is self-care essentially, but like my self-care pours into my career. So it's like the more I pour into myself, the better the results are in my career. Even just like skincare, hair care, like I said, working out and exercising, the way I eat, the things that I choose to indulge in, like drinking. I don't really drink. Well, I'm stopping drinking now because I'm realizing like it's not really conducive to where I'm trying to go.
Right.
And smoking, I don't really smoke like that. Just like,
it's kind of all the vices, the bad vices for you.
Yeah, I'm definitely sacrificing, and it's kind of a little tricky answering these because like I'm literally in the midst of releasing a lot of these things as well. But so I can't really say I necessarily let them go, because like I literally, these are like all decisions that I just made where I'm like, yeah, I need to let this go. Sure. But yeah, it's definitely a lot of sacrifices. And also I want to say just for modeling, right? Because it was like a kind of like just like a, I don't really know how to describe it, but being used to just being viewed as like a mannequin. Like I kind of got used to getting viewed as like a mannequin when I go into shoots or shows or whatever it is. If I'm not treated the best on set, I don't take it personally. I would prefer that, I don't have a lot of experiences with that, but the times where I'm not necessarily treated the best, it's like, okay, like they just see as like, these are models and we still have all of this other work over here. That's something I got used to. I've never been like the type to like be like super quick with my mouth, but if there's any type of situation where like maybe someone's being disrespectful, especially somebody that's higher up than me working, I'm just respectful. It's like, it's not like a whole back and forth type of thing, trying to get the one up, trying to get the last word. It kind of sounds like a suck up in a way. I wouldn't call it necessarily a suck up, but that's like the best way I can kind of describe it right now. Just kind of just being okay with like, okay, I don't have to be the winner in this situation. I don't have to, I can be the bigger person right now. I don't have to always be the spotlight. I'm not going to always be the spotlight. I'm not going to be the focus, I'm not always going to be like the most cared for. That was like all things where I had to like just accept and okay, just show up, And I feel like sometimes people come in, I feel like that kind of also makes it the difference between like professionals and just like amateurs. People that's like easy to work with. You'll hear that term a lot with modeling. When people just come in and just expect certain things, or they're not willing to bend or like change when they come in, it's like you can't really expect, unless you're just automatically a part of that standard. You can't just come in and expect things to just, oh, I'm just here, I'm the prize. Like, it's like you're supposed to show up, and then there's an etiquette that you're supposed to follow to be able to like fit along those lines to be considered easy to work with. Because it's not just looking good and being able to take good pictures. It's a lot more to that I'm still learning, but I've definitely learned a lot these past few years.
Shouts out to you, bro.
Thank you.
Now, for somebody that wants to get into modeling, what's the 3 things that they should, for people that want to get into modeling, what's 3 things that they should know or to do to like be successful?
Good question. I would say okay, so I would say punctuality is like a huge one. Punctuality. I will also say things are changing, but appearance.
Some
Yeah, I saw it.
frying me. Yo, fuck out of here.
There's symbolism behind moths. I don't know exactly what, but that would be cool to look into that after.
I got a tad of a moth. Are we gonna let them rock right there? Gonna let them rock.
But also appearance, like I said, things are changing. But like,
all right, let's start over. Hold on, because
yes.
you know I'm trying to do like. This might be a clip.
Cut it up.
This might be a clip. You feel me? I'm gonna leave this in the pod. I don't care. Like,
okay.
But I'm saying I might with a clip. So I'm like, all right. Act like I didn't see that. All right. What's 3 things a model should know? Damn, that shit sound off. Let's try that again, y'all. What's 3 things a model should know to become successful?
I would say punctuality. You know, being on time, early, especially, and like just reliable. That's like a number 1 thing. 2, I would say like appearance. There's not necessarily like a certain box of appearance you should be in, but when I say that, I more so think about like your skin, your not just your facial skin, your body, like your skin in general. I know things are changing and are like more inclusive with things, but they're really strict with like acne and stuff like that. It's very vain industry, you know. That's another thing I had to get used to as well, like the vainness of everything. Right. But they're very strict with like acne and things of that nature. And 3, I would say having a proper pictures, depending on where you're going. Like if you're going high fashion route, commercial route, whatever it is.
So you're talking about portfolio?
Yeah, having the right pictures, because I feel like a lot of people just think that like just because they're working, they're doing the right things to get to where you're going. But sometimes you can find yourself in like a hamster wheel, just running around, not really like progressing, and also not really having like the professional pictures that the professionals want to see, right, that will actually hire you, like versus just, oh, it looks good on Instagram, I'm getting a lot of compliments on this, you know. That's like a huge thing I feel like is very important that I'm still developing myself.
Right. All right. Tell me some good things. Tell me some good things about the industry. Like, why should someone even pursue this? Like, why not? You know what I'm saying? Why not do something else? Like, why should people go specifically to try to become because you are a freelance model, or what would you describe yourself as?
I'm actually signed. I still do look for work for myself as well, but I am signed.
Do you think is that the route to go? Should someone get signed if they're a new model? You think they should go and get signed, or should they do freelance? What do you think?
I think that from experience, I think it is better being signed because representation, protection, like I feel like the representation is protection to a certain degree, especially when you just hop in and you don't really know what you're doing. But at the same time, always be careful of like just hopping into like the first agency or first few agencies that offer you a contract, because you always want to know exactly what you're signing up for. But you have mentioned like, why would someone want to model? I would say it's a lot of perks to it as well. Like you get a lot of free things. There's like apps where you can get like free food, free massages. You can even get free lawyers. Like it's a lot of things that you get for free.
How's that work though? Like
there's apps called like Beauty Pass, Neon Code. Those are like the 2 main apps that I know. You basically most of the time just have to post, oh, loving this food, eating this today, and they'll literally just give you free meal. Like, so that's like definitely one of the huge perks that I know a lot of people like. Also, personally, I love seeing the money that's being poured into whatever it is that I'm on, like certain sets and stuff. Like I've got bought to mansions and like just really nice places around really big people, like big music producers or big music video producers, I should say. High quality people, high quality venues, high quality areas, cribs that's like $3 million plus. Like I really love seeing the money of things. I think that's like one of the things that I'm just like swayed by a lot in general, because I just like high quality experiences, and money really brings that. And you know, like I said, they say like certain things, they just say like, oh, these people are just burning this money. Like I said, it's investment in my opinion, but even so, the money that's being thrown, you're experiencing it as well when you're on these sets. And just certain foods, it's just like a whole different experience. It's basically like free pampering, paid pampering at that. If when you're getting paid, like you're just getting paid to be pampered and look good and just show up, which I really like, and I think it's really cool. And then even the travel as well, when you start really traveling to like different countries and like Paris, Milan, and like all of these other countries that's like fashion capitals and things of that nature. It's really cool.
That's tough. You have anything that like maybe someone, maybe the general public doesn't really know about modeling that you can shed some light on?
That's a good question. I would say,
Like just for someone to be prepared for it, or you mean like something like you came in and you was like, oh shit, I didn't even know it was like that. You mean?
I would definitely say being a black model or like a person of color model, just being prepared for like the hair and makeup aspect of things. People not knowing how to like do your skin color. People not really knowing how to handle your hair texture. Something to definitely get used to. I'm still actually learning how to maneuver with that, because I do see some people, for example, like wear braids or just have like fixed hairstyles where they can't even touch it. But me personally, like I'm like a curly hair natural type of model. Like that's the type of route that I'm going, so I don't really have that option, you know. But yeah, bringing concealer that matches your skin. Even if you don't want them to necessarily use your concealer, they can use it as like a reference for color.
Right.
Yeah, that was definitely annoying for me, like very annoying, still annoying. So when you're on set, you see people looking really good, really slick hair, whatever. You're just sitting there looking like a ghost, or like your hair is kind of just like, you know, yeah. And then also, what was your question again? Because I wanted to add on to that, but I don't want to like venture off too far.
No, you good. I think I just said like anything that like the general public doesn't know about modeling. Like, is there anything you wanted to shed some light on?
Oh yes. Also, I wanted to add in just like how much work goes into it. Like I think people think like, oh, you're just dressing up and you're just looking good. Like no, it's a lot more that goes into that. A lot of times when you're on sets for like a whole day, like a whole work day, I should say, 8, 10, 12 hours in some cases. And also just like, it's very tiring. It can be very tiring, especially when you're like really working like consistently, reminding yourself to have to eat and like drink and like just literally like live, you know. That's like an aspect to it. And then also just like the mental aspects of it as well. Like I had mentioned like comparing yourself sometimes to like other models, whatever you think you're supposed to look like, shouldn't look like, whatever the case may be. That's also something that I feel like people don't really consider, but mainly the amount of work that goes into it, the amount of hustle and grind that really goes into modeling, that sets you apart from like the crowd. Because I feel like modeling is like oversaturated right now versus like being in like the higher spaces, A-list, C-list, whatever.
Right. That's tough, bro. How do you feel about like how the fact that like you can't really do much? Like you said, like, oh, I'm kind of the curly type hair type model. Like, how do you feel like, oh, like you can't just right now lock your hair up? You feel me? Or like you want to do something different with your body? You mean? Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. Hey man, we in the video right now.
Yo.
But like you can't do nothing with your hair right now. You can't like do certain things with your body that you might want to do.
Yeah.
Like,
that was something I also had to get used to, but I just accepted it because I'm like, whatever. Like, I just thought it wasn't that deep. But sometimes it was times where I wanted to dye my hair. Like, I wanted to go like more of like a light brown, brunette, auburn. I don't know the word, but like just lighter browns. Couldn't do that because like my agent didn't think that it was like really like suited for like the type of like look or vibe that I'm going for.
right.
Also, I wanted to get like a belly piercing as well. I wish I would have gotten one before, because belly piercings take a year to heal. And if I'm ever on set and they're like, oh, take it out, it's like, you know. But that was something I definitely had to get used to. And that's actually, adding on to the other points, I would like to put that on there of like, people don't realize that that's included in that. Like being married to a certain look sometimes. And you know, you can decide if you want to just change your look, because of course, agent, whoever, is just a manager. They're just suggesting things, but they're usually the people that have like the most experience, been around the people that hire you, so they know what these people are looking for. They know what they're not looking for. They know what type of lane you're going into, so they can like suggest you do certain things. I don't usually get box braids or anything anymore, like any like weave protective styles, because one time I literally mini twisted my hair. Had to take out 3 days later because I had a casting. I was so sad.
Right.
But like I mentioned earlier, I'm more of like a curly hair, natural girl.
Okay.
That was also the type of vibe I had chose to go for anyway, because I know that there's like a niche for that, but also a part of modeling as well. When outside of modeling, I'm just like a very natural, holistic type of person. So I wanted to carry that into like my career as well, and like have that be something that I stood for in like the industry.
Right. So for example, if you were to like, if your boss said your manager was like, "Oh no, you don't dye your hair," and you did it anyway, like, is there a possibility of like getting cut for that? Like how does that exactly work?
I personally don't know. I can assume that people, like an agent, could probably cut you for that. But it really just depends, because you might get cut from somebody, but then another agency takes you and you skyrocket from a certain look. It's really all a risk though, which is really crazy, because like I said, the whole industry is really vain. So like one person might not know how to handle you with like a certain hair color or a certain haircut, but then this other agency will know how to handle you, or like even enhance you a little more, maybe tell you to like bleach your eyebrows or cut your eyebrows off, whatever it is that they tell you to do, and then they put you in another lane and push you forward. So yeah, but I feel like they could definitely cut you off if they wanted to. It might be included in some contracts that you have to stay with certain looks, but I'm not sure about that. I don't have too much experience with agencies to know the ins and outs of like the appearance of things.
So you from Philly, right? Like born and raised?
Yes, I was actually born in Texas, but I am raised in Philly.
You born in Texas?
Yeah.
When you come to Philly?
I was 1.5. I was born in a military base because my parents were in the military at the time.
Oh, so you was moving around a lot?
No.
That was just Texas. Then
Yeah. They were like there for like basic training.
Oh, I understand.
Had me while they were down there. Moved up here when I was like 1.5. But all of my family are here. I was raised here,
Oh, all right. And how you feel about the biddy though? Because you move out to New York, man. You move out to New York and shit like that. But obviously, better opportunities, because I know they got all that shit up there. But like, how do you feel about Philly? Like, what do you think? Like, do you think we ever could be in the same like categories of like, like we need a Philly Fashion Week? You feel me? Like,
we actually have a Philly Fashion
we do?
Week. Yes.
That's bad. My fault. My fault. Yeah, I didn't know that.
I've done Philly Fashion Week before. It's fun.
But
all
right, let's talk about it.
But you had also mentioned you said something about what was the first part before Philly Fashion Week and all of that?
How you feel about it? How you feel about the video? And like where it's at with the industry of it all, you mean, and the content and all that.
And this is just my opinion, so if anybody feels any different, please don't attack me.
She finna cook it. She finna cook it. Niggas moved to New York for like a month.
No.
Go ahead.
I feel like Philly is not as developed as it could be. I feel like Philly also has its own culture though, so like I have high respects for Philly, like don't get me wrong, but in terms of like certain like industries and things, especially in the modeling industry, I feel like we're just not as developed, and that's okay, because that's not really the focus here.
Why do you think that is?
I really don't know. Maybe it's because it's like not as many people. All I could do is speak on what is already here. New York, for example, very oversaturated, very hungry. Like that's the energy you get when you're out there. So you have like all of these different people with all of these different goals, all of these different careers, and different just like lanes that they're in. So everybody kind of like falls into one, and it's like a big puzzle of a city. Which is why there's also so many opportunities out there, because there's so much hunger out there. Like everybody's hungry, everybody's grinding, working towards something. And then like I said, it's just oversaturated. Like you literally have people living on top of each other. Like the more chances they get, they build more high rises. So I can only speak on that more so, the amount of people and the hunger, those two together, you have a lot of opportunity. Out here, I feel like it's just a different energy out here. From some experiences and just like observing, I feel like Philly is like kind of crab barrel mentality. They think everything is like, can I curse?
You can curse, you good.
I think they think everything is like dicky in here. They think everything is dicky in Philly. So it's like you feel like you Joe for like presenting yourself a certain way. Like it's just certain mindsets that I feel like Philly has when you really like in it, unless you just don't care, where it kind of can hold you back. Yeah. And a lot of people don't really put themselves out as much as they should because they are afraid of being looked at as a dick eater or as being Joe or whatever it is that, you know, they got going on. Like New York, sure. The month plus, but I've also been traveling there back and forth for like 2 years. Being out there and like seeing people, that is not a word out there. They look at you crazy when you say that. I'm still working my vernacular a little bit.
Wait, when you say what?
Dick eating, Joe. They were like, what are you talking about? Like, that is not one of their words. And they don't really like even have like that mindset of like those type of words to like view things. So, you know.
They were like, you jacking your hair?
Yeah.
They like, you jacking? I don't know.
Yeah, like they just be working together. They just be doing shit, you know, like just working. Like, I feel like everybody is just working, for the most part, just working towards something out there. And there's a lot of opportunities to like actually network, not just like meeting people and them just expecting something out of a situation or like them just waiting for you to go up so that they can like.
You said you don't experience that.
From what I've seen, I have not really seen that out there. Right. No, lie. There's definitely a lot of that too. But I feel like in Philly, being that we already don't even have that hunger and like all of that, and then you also have like people that's looking to feed. It's not really a good dynamic that you have there because it's just like then you just have people willing to pull you down. Like I said, crab barrel mentality and just get to wherever they're going, even if it's not, you know,
nowhere.
Yeah.
And that's why like we don't see niggas ever go up together. Like, you feel me? I feel like a lot of niggas come up out of ATL together. You feel me? A lot of groups out of ATL or New York, especially too, LA and all that. But Philly, you know what I'm saying? You rarely see it. And then when niggas do come up together, that shit never lasts, and it always ends like in burns and crash. So.
And a lot of people also like they'll start here and then move.
But yeah, that does happen, yeah.
And it's not necessarily always like F the city, I don't want to be associated with this. In some cases, like mine, it's just more opportunity in New York.
Philly got a cap. Like,
it does.
It has a cap. Like,
Thank you. Like, I'm happy you mentioned that because I felt like I was getting capped out in Philly, which is why I had to move.
She maxed out the stats. She maxed out Philly.
No. It's still more work to do here, definitely. And I don't have access to that work right now. But even so, with the access that I did have, I felt like I maxed out that access. So I had to go somewhere else. And now I feel, like I said, I was feeling inadequate and things of that nature out in New York because now it's a new territory, new people, new type of vibe, new performances, and new talents that they have out there, you know. Right. But also I feel like people also move just because like the city could be dangerous, so you know, like especially for men, like a lot of men coming up, they might just leave. And then also I mentioned opportunity, but more so just like networking as well. Like you have more people willing to work with you in certain areas versus here. I feel like Atlanta is like a very like supportive city, like especially the black community. They're very supportive of one another. I don't think we have that support here. Which is not good, but you know, I don't want to stereotype the whole entire city and just put it into a box. But that's definitely like a common thing here, you know.
Because we got good niggas here. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But like in an overall general respect, it's not really like that. Don't worry, y'all. I'm not gonna leave y'all. I know y'all probably wonder. I'm staying in Philly. I'm gonna save the video. I'm gonna get us together. I'm gonna get us right. Man.
That's hilarious.
Because Philly does have potential. Like,
it does.
Don't get what she's saying wrong. She feel like Philly does have the potential. It's just we gotta work on it.
The people don't maximize it. They don't maximize off of it. And I feel like it's self-sabotage in a way. Like, I feel like the killings is like the most obvious self-sabotage. Like, the people that really do make it, they don't want to be here. Like, because why would you want to possibly get killed as soon as you come up? You know what I mean? It's like, just simple shit. But I do see the potential in Philly. I would definitely, I'm not going from Philly. I don't even want to say I would definitely come back because I'm not even going for real. But I would definitely come back.
You just left, bro. You talking about coming back for it.
Shut up. But I would definitely come back and like actually try to put a hand in whatever it is that I could actually help with and develop, especially for modeling. Give black people, especially black women, the necessary knowledge and tools they need to succeed as a model.
fuck with that. Yeah. We need more influences, good influences. I mean, because Philly, we got some people here, but if it's not music, if it's not like bidding, like comedy shit, it's not like a lot of real shit. Like we just play all our fucking life, bro. We don't have a lot of good role models.
Oh, real shit.
And the niggas that we do have, they don't be taken seriously. You feel me? So
Real
like,
shit.
I think we do need some like better influences on that side of the aspect. So I feel like when people do leave Philly and shit like that, come back. You feel me? Come back to the shit. You know what I'm saying? And up out. But I understand why niggas don't come back though. Like,
Yo, no, me too.
I understand. I'm not saying like it's wrong for them not to come back, but it's just like
we do need some people that are willing to help though.
Yeah,
we do.
Sure.
But like you said, I understand why people wouldn't want to come back.
You was gonna say something?
I just wanted to add that it's nice seeing people actually grind from like the bottom and really build something for themselves, especially from like Philly, because it's not like really like Philly is known, but it's not like the more I get out, I realize Philly is not like the most like highly valued or anything like that. But at the same time, Philly definitely has a staple. Philly is a staple and has a name for itself. But I feel like it's really nice to see people really grind.
Oh, shit, we got Meatball.
Huh?
We got Meatball. we out there.
It's really nice seeing people grind from like nothing to something and like really build a name for themselves. And that's something that I want to do. And also just keep Philly name associated with my name, I don't want to just be like another New York City model. Like I want to be like a New York City model that moved from Philly and like made something for herself,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cause listen, I be like talking about like I be thinking about niggas and talk about niggas and I see them online and shit like that. Now people, this nigga from Philly, what the fuck?
Exactly.
You mean like, but it don't get like known to like less Philly been popping, like you know what I'm saying? Cause like Philly kind of started popping a little bit with the drill scene and all that. Yeah. Kind of recently, and now niggas want to be from Philly and shit like that.
Yeah.
Nigga, you from Upper Darby.
Them people be trying to come here and steal stuff and act like it's theirs. Like
you Upper Darby niggas, you Sharon Hill niggas.
Upper Darby. Sharon Hill.
You Malvern niggas, like Lancaster niggas. It's like that.
Nah, that's hilarious.
Nah, but I fuck with it though. You feel me? If you want to be from the video,
yeah.
Hey, do your thing.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
No, like outside of everything though, I did want to also add. I feel like a Philly model, being a Philly model, right, or even starting off as a Philly model, I feel like there needs to be a standard that people understand here. I feel like a lot of people have like I'm just being blunt right now, but I feel like people just have like ghetto fashion in their head as like their goal. Wow. Now, if that's the goal, that's the goal. But a lot of times people would say they want to be a high fashion, but then they don't do anything to be high fashion or like even like develop themselves to be high fashion. So I feel like, or even commercial, whatever it is, I feel like, and it's just like a hard truth, I had to.
Y'all shut up, man. That's what she's saying. You're not going hard enough, right? That's what you're saying.
I wouldn't say they're not going hard enough because a lot of these people that I'll be seeing, they really be going hard. They just be going hard in the wrong places. Or like I said, the hamster wheel. I realized I was in the hamster wheel, which is why I had to get out. Right. But the thing that made me realize that was because I was going out and networking and going to like different events.
I was an experience.
Yeah, exactly. Like, But I had went to a grand opening, a studio grand opening, like maybe like October of 2022. So like a few months after I literally started modeling, and I had met a stylist, and she's worked with like a lot of different celebrities like Destiny's Child and like Aaliyah and like Lauryn Hill, all these different people, styled these people.
Sure, shit.
Super thorough, but she humbled me quickly. I had met her at the studio grand open, and she's like, oh, what do you do? Like, she just asked me about myself. I'm showing her my page, different things, and she's like, oh no, delete that. No, this is not good. Friday. Oh no, she's like, you do not have a portfolio at all. Friday. And I'm like,
cook the shit out you.
That's where the humility and like the always being a student comes in, because I could have just taken the fence.
Yeah, you couldn't be like, fuck out of here, dickhead.
And like, just not learn. But I'm like, okay, like she's actually telling me this from a place of love. Let me listen to her and take the direction that she's giving me and actually work to develop myself. And that's when I started seeing the stark difference between amateur and like professional. Yeah, professional. I started seeing like the huge difference between the two, and like the gap really started to bridge. And then also just getting with like an agency as well. And this is why I also think agencies are like really good, because it had made me realize that I don't know anything, and it's really nice to have people around you that know what they're doing, and like I said, know what to do with your look. I feel like a lot of people can have a look. Like I said, you could be beautiful. You can have all the greatest pictures to the normal person that goes on Instagram. Like, oh, I love this picture. Double tap, swipe, whatever. But the people that's actually like hiring you, the professionals that's actually hiring you, you need somebody that know what these people are looking for, know how to develop you, and know how to put you in front of these people. Because like I said, there's a lot of people that really work hard here. I see it. I can think of numerous people off the top of my head, but they just grinding in the wrong place. And it's not Philly that's the wrong place per se. It's not Philly. It's just the designers or whoever, or like the type of pictures that they're getting, or like whatever it is. I feel like that was a huge thing that I learned, and I'm really happy that I had even met the people that I met so early in my career to be able to like push me in the direction I had went, because I could have definitely like been modeling for way longer and then didn't realize that I was in the wrong place at the time. I wanted to add something else.
Bro, whispering.
Humility was like a huge word. It's a huge word that keeps popping out in my head, because that was like a huge thing. Being able to hear that your pictures are bad.
Right. And just being able, but you gotta be able to turn that to your power though. Like, every weakness can be your power, bro. And you should never feel like you too thorough to learn. You feel me? I think that's what a lot of niggas feel like, especially in Philly. Like, niggas think they too. It's not a Philly thing. It's not just a Philly thing. I'm gonna get off Philly dick. Like, it's not just a Philly thing.
It's not.
It's just like niggas think they too thorough to learn. And you feel me? And like to like go back in archives and be like, all right, like maybe I need to work on some shit. You feel me? So like, when God or the divine is telling you like, yo, you need to work on something, work on it. You feel me? Like, I ain't afraid of constructive criticism. You feel me? And I rather that actually than fake support. You feel me? And fake blind like just like you doing the right thing. No, nigga, if I'm doing something like that, like you feel me, I can improve on. Tell me. You feel me? Unless you just dick eating. Like, if you dick eating just a dick eat, no, fuck out of here. But like, if it's actual real shit I need to work on, like, tell me. You feel me? Everybody should want that. You never want yes men around you.
No. It's not really love.
No.
Being a yes man, or having yes men around you isn't really love.
Yeah.
But also, are you gonna be cutting these out? Because I keep like thinking too long.
No, I'm keeping everything, and I hope you know that.
I wanted to say like being okay with like breaking yourself down to like build yourself back up. That's like a huge thing. I feel like in entrepreneurship in general, go hand in hand, but also with modeling too. Just breaking down like all of the perceptions that you have around like certain things, or like what things are supposed to be, and accepting critique from professionals, and but I don't know. Also, just like to add to like everything we've been talking about, being a Black woman too, but being Black, I feel like we can have a tendency of having a shell, or like something around us where we don't really want to listen from things from outside. Hard-headedness, I want to call it. I don't know exactly why. Maybe something from like our past that's been like ingrained in us.
I mean, the way I see it, don't forget what you better say. Like, the way I see it, I feel like we are like that because we are very judgmental about ourselves and our people. Like, that's why we so tough. That's why Black people so tough, is because we are very hard on ourselves. You feel me? Like, since you're young, you getting bitted on since the day you was born. You feel me?
Yeah.
So like, it's like almost no room for failure. You feel me? I think that's a big thing we got in our community. Like, we never want to fail, and we don't want our kids to fail. We don't want nobody to fail. So like, we push them to excellence, even when it's too much. You feel me? Even when it's on a small shit. You feel me? So I feel like we built this armor around us. Like, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got it. You feel me? Like, So, but go ahead though. Like, so we got that show.
I just wanted to say that I feel like in modeling, I see that a lot with like Black female models here. in Philly specifically. I'm only talking about Philly. I'm not trying to be on Philly dick. I'm only talking about Philly because, you know, I lived here. I live here. I lived here.
You don't live here no more.
I literally
Get out of here.
I literally lived here my whole life, so like I've seen it. But I realized that there's a lot of like just like I said, people that just don't really, they just think they know it all.
Right.
And that's not, I'm not trying to say that I'm like a, you know, it's just like it is what it is. And that's where the whole, you know, like I said, being willing to like being willing to be broken down, right, to be built back up.
Right. And it, you know what I'm saying, that takes time because, you know what I'm saying, nobody want to be judged. Yeah. But like, you should never take it as attack. I feel like we take it as attack all the time. You feel me? But we need to learn to just be able to sit with shit. You feel me? Don't let nobody disrespect you. Don't let nobody disrespect you. I'm not saying that. But like, sometimes when you hear something that hits your ear a little wrong, it's like, try to just be holistic and just be like, all right, well, like what can I learn from this? Every weakness, every bad decision, every L you take, you can learn from it. Like, don't stop just saying, oh, fuck him, fuck her, fuck this, fuck that. Like, that's bullshit you're doing to yourself. You feel me? And each time you do that, you're going to repeat the same lesson. You know what I'm saying? You're going to keep that, losing that same L if you don't learn, you mean?
Plus, I also, you never know what God is trying to, like, what type of messages God or the universe or whatever it is that you believe in is trying to send you, you know? Because a lot of times, I feel like my whole journey is God, like, literally. But, like, even down to, like, the people I met, when I met them, the messages they were giving me, everything God. But when you're not really listening to stuff, you could literally be like denying messages from like God, right, or like I said, whatever it is you believe in, right, because now you're not really like keeping an open ear. And whole time you have a goal in mind, you put the goal out, you put the prayer out, I really want this, and then now you're getting thrown different messages, different obstacles as you're perceiving it. But whole time these things are supposed to be pushing you in a direction to where you're supposed to go, but it's not necessarily within the vision that you have for yourself to get to where you want to go. It's just like, okay, you want to go down this path, here's the path, I'm gonna lay it out for you. But you don't exactly, you don't necessarily always understand the path or even see the path. Right. It's just about just following it, especially staying like true to your heart. Right. And that was also like a huge part of like why I even started modeling in the first place too, because all the times that I never did it, I kept getting pushed to it. The time I felt like it was right, especially too, because I had gained a lot of confidence in myself around that time. I don't think I was supposed to start modeling before. I started at age of 20. I don't think I was supposed to start before then because I didn't have the confidence that I needed for the industry, because the industry can really eat you up if you don't have like a strong mind for it. But also, like I said, I felt like I was led down this path, and I'm still being led down this path. And even me living in New York now is a part of the path, you know. So, all of it is God. All of it is God. And I feel like you can always tell, and it's a personal thing. I can't tell you if it is or isn't. Can't tell you if it is or isn't. Nobody can tell anybody if it is or isn't. God that's like leading them to a certain place is always like a feeling or like a knowing that you have to know like, okay, this is where I'm supposed to be. Okay, I feel comfortable with this next move, even if you have people telling you not to do it, stuff like that. I'm kind of rambling, but I just also remembered how I've also had a lot of people, like when I graduated high school, I graduated during the pandemic, by the way. So that was like a main reason why I didn't go to school. But I also didn't know what I wanted to do. And I had a lot of people, especially in my family, telling me to go to college, throwing so many different ideas of like what to do. Thanks to them because they cared. But it just was not like it was not conducive to where I wanted to be. I really wanted to be happy. That was like the ultimate thing. I didn't want to be at like a desk or anything, just sitting and just working and like just being like a constant cycle of just work, money, bills, even kids, maybe, whatever it is. I realized a lot of people fall into like that that sunk in place. And that was like one thing that I kept at the forefront of my mind of where I did not want to go. And also, even so, like I said, when I did have people telling me to go to school, I even had my dad offering, because my dad's in the army, he was offering me to go to school to get paid every month. He's like, you literally could just go and you'll get paid, you'll still have a degree as like a plan B. I'm like, no, because it still takes like a lot of my energy and a lot of my focus away from where I'm actually going. You know, plan A is plan A, and I'm focused on plan A only. I don't have a plan B or a plan C. I plan on plan A working out, but also, like I said, just trusting and having that connection with whatever it is that you have that connection with. God was my connection, where I'm like, I know I need to be, this is the next place to go. And in this case, my most recent big move was to New York. I'm like, I definitely need to be out there. The amount of like opportunities that laid itself in front of me, I'm like, I need to play my cards and get out here. My dad's like, I don't think you should go right now. He's like, I don't think you should go right now. I think you should go back to school and do. No, I'm going right now. Like, I don't care if it seems a little unstable or scary. You know, you never really know where things will take you. You have to sometimes just take the jump, especially at a young age. The age that we're at, I feel like we have like a lot of time to like.
That's a time to fuck up.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
a time to fuck up. And I just wanted to say, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was about to start right there.
Oh, word. I mean, like your parents, right? Your parents and the people around you, they want you to be safe. That's the advice they give you. The advice they give you is only to be safe. They don't want you to succeed and win. And like, don't take this out. Oh, they don't want me to succeed. They don't want me. Like, listen, like, no, it's not like that. It's like they don't want you to risk anything. They want you to be practical. They want you to go through the regular channels so they know for a fact you're going to be good. That's understandable. But, however, you have to learn to take risks, gang. And this is the only way to get to where you want to get to. This is not a path for the weak, bro. This is not the path for, you know what I'm saying, for somebody that really don't want it for real. Because you got to go 100% or you're going to lose. That's why this is not, it's not for everybody. Because if you a nigga that like kind of want to have a half in, half out, go to school. You know what I'm saying? Go to school, get a job, get a 9 to 5. You feel me? Like, hey, like if that's the type of nigga you is, bro, go do that. But like niggas like me and Kara, you feel me? And niggas that's trying to do this shit, they own way, they own lane. This is 100% you, bro. Like no one's gonna give you shit. No one's gonna give you shit. You gotta work for it. You feel me? You gotta work for everything. But what I'm saying is, you carving out your own path with this shit. You feel me? So be like, I appreciate you, Mom. I appreciate you, Dad. I appreciate you, whoever it is. But in my heart, this is the direction I gotta go. You mean? And
if they don't listen, then don't share your journey. That's just me. I don't even share anything anymore. I share it once it's done. Yeah. I share my pictures. I share my videos. They see it on Instagram in some cases and learn from there. I mean, realize what I did from there, even like big accomplishments. But I just learned to just stop sharing stuff because I don't want anybody's doubt to like mess up my journey. Right. And I also don't want their doubt to like seep into my head and make me think that, oh, maybe I'm doing the wrong thing. Oh, all of the logistics of things that older people tend to like bring up when you are taking more of a delusional route, you know. And I don't know. I feel like also when you like follow your heart or follow God, same too, right? I feel like you also tend to like just get more magical opportunities that just come to you, and it's really just unexplainable. Like, and it's very unique to every individual.
You gotta experience that shit, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, just walk down the path, gang. You already know what you want to do. Just go do that shit. Like, real rap. Like, what's stopping you except for yourself? You feel me? You scared to fail, but you scared to succeed. You mean, like, you gotta choose something. You mean, you gonna let life carve it out for you, bro. You're not gonna like it 60 years down the line. You mean, real rap, you gonna be fucked up. You gonna be in a bar somewhere drinking your pain away, gang. Like, bro, go ahead, start that business, start that whatever you want to do. Become a model, do whatever you want to do, bro. And cause look, if it don't work out, you'll find something else. Like, literally, you never know. This like. The beginning of your path, bro, it don't have to be where you end up at. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. This path can open doors to other shit. You feel me? Like, that's the thing about life. You don't know where it's going to take you, but you still take it. You mean? And
exactly.
We're gonna wrap up. All right.
I wanted to add.
Go ahead.
Um,
Okay, I got another question too.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to add, when you feel like you need to do something, especially when you feel like it's like a direct message from a higher power, just do it. Like, don't think about it. Don't say you're going to start next week. Don't say you're going to start tomorrow. Don't say you're going to start whenever, once you get this, once you get that. Just start it with whatever it is that you have, because you wouldn't have gotten the idea to do it if you weren't even prepared for it in the first place. And then just let things carve its way out from there once you take that first step. Because like, life is literally just decisions, and one decision will lead to the next like outcome. So when you make the decision or like the action towards something, it will literally map out a new like possible outcomes for you, versus if you were here and you just never took that step. I'm
a big nigga to be like, yo, like I'll figure it out when I get there type shit. Like, that's the type of person I am. Like, hey, when that bridge come, I'll cross it.
Exactly. And also just like for me, just like some insight on like what I did when I first started. I had got the idea, and I was just thinking my main setback was like, I don't have enough money to start modeling. I didn't even know exactly what that looked like or why I was even thinking that, but I just felt like I didn't have enough money. But I'm like, I'm gonna just start. So literally what I did, I wrote down like 3 or 4 bullet points.
Right.
Book with local photographers in Philly, network and go to events, start posting like on social media. I think I was posting on YouTube and stuff at the time, just like holistic stuff. And I feel like I'm forgetting one thing, but that was like the main thing, like the photo shoot with local photographers and networking, like going out and networking. And if I did not do that, I have not met that stylist that I told you that I worked with all of those people. I still work with her now 2 years later. She wouldn't have introduced me to the agent that I work with. Right. I would not have been working into New York, because they were, or at least not as soon, because they were like the people that pushed me out into New York as soon as I did. And I wouldn't have even gotten any of the experiences that I have gotten today with like modeling. And also, it's kind of funny, just like to add on, I have some people that like I really still admire in Philly, didn't follow me a while back, but now that I'm like accomplishing more things, now they're coming back and following me. So it's like, it's kind of like a
full circle moment.
Yes, it's a full circle, but it feels good, because it's like I feel like I'm doing something right, but it's also like it feels good getting like the recognition for like the work that you're doing,
Right. For sure. If it's one thing you want to leave the world with, right? What do you want that one thing to be? Like, just like your general message as a human being.
Measure?
Huh?
What did you say? General message.
General message as a human being. Like, what's something you want to leave everybody with?
I would say just being you, just being natural, just loving yourself as is. Because if you weren't beautiful as you are, you wouldn't have come here as you are. I feel like the world right now is in a state where we alter things a lot, down to the food, down to the air, the water, literally everything. People, we get a lot of surgeries done for like vain purposes and just wanting to look a certain way. Just be you, And one thing I really want to stand on, and I don't think I'm going to fold on this, but I can't promise, because you know how things be when you say never, and then it happens. But I don't plan on getting any cosmetic surgeries throughout this process that I'm in. I realize a lot of models do. A good amount of models do. I don't want to say a lot. I don't ever want to get any cosmetic procedures done. And if I do, y'all can use this clip and literally be like, oh, she wanted those. But like, no, I don't. I'm not getting my nose done. I'm not getting my lips done. I'm not getting anything done. Anything that I work for, it will be out the mud, and I'm going to do it myself. Or I'll just learn to love it, whatever it is that I feel like I need to change. But
2 years later, y'all gonna see where the BBL. I'll tell you shit.
Shut up. But yes, just love yourself, because I feel like it's a disease. It's really a disease at this point of like just people wanting to change themselves, and it's getting to the youth. It's really deep in the youth now that we have like all these people on their phones and like the iPads and like the iPad kid era. I feel like it's a lot of like warfare on the mind right now, and people just not loving themselves and not seeing themselves as they are, and just comparing themselves and always wanting to be something that they're not. And trust and believe we probably all deal with this to a certain degree, right. But it's just a matter of having a strong mind, like I mentioned before, and just knowing what you want for yourself. And for me, I want to know that I will be standing alive, well and healthy at the age of 80, whatever, if I live that long, which I think I will. Looking great, feeling great, and not having all of the decisions I'm making now attacking me in the future.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So I said, like 60 years down the line, y'all gonna be at that bar, bro.
Yes.
Sad as shit.
Yes.
All right. But you off a good note, y'all. She's basically saying she wants y'all to go for y'all dreams. She wants y'all to stop wasting time. Go do that shit. Be yourself. Love yourself. You feel me? And do whatever you gotta do.
I wanted to also sum it up to cause back to the whole modeling thing, how everything ties into one. I want to also just be like a model that's like one of the all natural models. Where like she's one of those people that never changed.
For sure.
So yeah.
Tight shit. I'ma fuck with y'all. Anything you want to say to them? Tell them where they can find you on everything. Go ahead, tell them everything you want to tell them.
My Instagram is Kira Imani, KiraEmani. My TikTok, I don't really use TikTok too much, but I'm kind of is Love You Kirzo, LOVEU. YOU.
Oh shit! Tell them again. I don't think they got that shit. What the fuck?
My TikTok is, I don't use it quite often, but my TikTok is LOVEYOUKIRZZOO. And I have a YouTube. Y'all can find that later on. I'm not really too consistent on there, but yeah.
Yeah, shouts out here. I appreciate you for coming on the pod, y'all.
Thank you for having me.
She going back to New York, yeah. She leaving the bitty fucked up.
Shut up.
But yeah, be safe, y'all. I'ma see y'all next, y'all.
Hey.
Tight.